everybody, welcome or welcome back to the channel. My name's Nicole and this is Dusty Book Sniffers, and today we're here for day 15 of the Book Rosa Advent Box, so let's get started. Good morning or good evening, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Thank you for taking some time out your day yet again to spend with me while I open up a book 15 from the Book Rosa Advent Box. If you've missed any of the previous ones, the playlist is down below. You can check that out and see what else I've opened up. We've had a really good mixed bag of books, and I'm super excited to get into them. And just so you know, I have made a commitment to read 2 a month, so I'm going to try and get through all of them in 2024. And I also have a video coming out towards the end of the month, looking back at 2022's Advent Box and seeing if I have read them all. And I'll have to probably go back to my craft channel and have a look what I got the previous year to that, because that's where I opened up my first Advent Box, because I didn't have a Booktube back then. So I'll have to go and have a look and check out my shelves and see what I've actually read out of that one as well. So that may be a one I can do in January. But anyway, we are here to open up book 15. Today's outfit has been curated by Little M. If you're wondering who Little M is, that is my granddaughter, and she's been helping me pick out. Of course, the feet are still on my head. We only had one day reprieve. I'm hoping to get the antlers back on my head, and she wanted me to stay with the bells because she likes the sound of them, and she picked my llama, Mexican llama, that is celebrating Christmas. All right, so let's grab a book 15 off the shelf and see what we got. Yesterday's book seemed like a very interesting book. I wouldn't mind to pick that up a little bit earlier. That sounded really interesting. So we have book 15. I'm going to place it under the table as usual to unwrap it so it's not to disturb everybody. And hopefully I can talk over the top of it and it won't affect you too much, because I know that this sound is not the people's favorite sound. So yeah, we have basically unwrapped that now, and let's have a look at what we've got. All right. Okay. So we have a James Patterson book. It is called First Case. This looks like it's going to be a thriller. I don't believe I have read anything by James Patterson. And I do believe that James Patterson, is this the author that has a lot of people writing underneath him, and it's just the James Patterson? So you get a lot of different authors and stuff. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. I would really like to know that. It's got a lovely yellow spine, so it's going to stand out quite a bit. Let's have a look, open it up and have a look at the font. The font is at a decent size. I'm pretty happy with that font. That's going to be easy enough for me to read with my computer glasses, because I sometimes like to sit at the computer and just read book, like to sit back and relax, and especially if I'm on sprints and stuff like that. So I also need to have that there. All right, let's have a look how many pages. If this is the same, yeah, it is James Patterson, I think. So James Patterson and Chris Tebbett. So I'm assuming that Chris Tebbett has written under the banner of James Patterson. So yeah, so that's where that sort of ends up. But you get a little bit confused and all that sort of stuff, because so many James Patterson books come out. All right, now we have also there's an extensive list, which I'm not going to go into in the back, of all the novels that they have. But we have, okay, what have we got? We've got a little bit of an excerpt, an extract from The Midwife Murders in the back, which has about 14 pages. So yes, so James Patterson is one of the best known and biggest selling writers of all time. His books have sold over 380 million copies worldwide. He is an author of some of the most popular series in the past 2 decades, which is Alex Cross, The Women's Murder Club, Detective Michael Bennett, and private novels. And he has written many other #1 bestsellers, including romance novels and standalone. James is passionate about encouraging children to read. Inspired by his own son, who is a reluctant reader, he also writes a range of young readers, including middle school, iFunny Treasure Hunters, Dog Diaries, and Max Einstein series. James has donated millions in grants to independent bookshops and has been most borrowed author of adult fiction in the UK libraries for the past 12 years in a row. He lives in Florida with his wife and son. And Chris Tebbets, who is the other author for this book, has collaborated with James Patterson on 9 of his previous titles, including the middle school series and Can You Write Superhero, and he lives in Vermont. Okay, so that is about the authors. Excuse me. This has 320 pages in it. As I said, the font is a decent size. Okay, let's find out when this was published. Let me just write book 15 in the front, as I've been doing with all of them. It's the only books that I mark. Although I probably should start writing with all the books that I get. Where like the date that I get it. So if I go and look on my TBR and I come across something and I'm like, how long have I had it on my shelf? Do I really need it here anymore? Am I going to read it? All that sort of stuff. I really need to get a little bit more proactive with that, because I'm a bit of a book hoarder. I hate getting rid of books. And I have like I've got 2, 3, three, no, I'd say 2.5 bookshelves of to be read. A lot of them have been secondhand, but there's also been a lot of Book Grocer books, and I do have to go through it because there are some books on there I don't think I'm going to get to, and I think I just need to move them on. They're revolving around like war and stuff like that, and they're very much geared towards the male reader as opposed to the female. I know that sounds really sexist, but that's how they feel. Like they're more geared towards someone that I mean, I know that there are women out there that read war crimes and all that sort of stuff, but they are definitely more marketed towards the male reader than the female reader. So yeah, and whatnot. All right. So when was this published? This was published in 2020. So it's a few years old. It's called First Case. It's her first case, but it should be her last. And it looks like it's an FBI crime thriller, which I don't mind reading about. Like, I'm not a huge fan of the FBI crime thrillers, but every now and again I come across one that I really love. So this might be one of those. All right, let's find out what this book is about, shall we? A young tech genius is offered an opportunity of a lifetime, one that could end hers. When Angela Hoot is kicked out of her graduate program at MIT for hacking into the computer of a fellow student, she fears she has blown her chances of a glittering career. Angela is wrong. Instead, she is offered a dream internship with the FBI. She jumps at the chance and is thrown straight into her first case at a house in the Boston suburbs, where a family of 5 have been brutally murdered. As Angela struggles to come to terms with the harsh reality of her new job, a phone is found that could hold the secrets of this mass murder, if Angela is able to uncover them. And that's all it really says on the back. So it just seems like it's going to be a crime fiction centered around the FBI. It's a fixed case because that's what the name of it is. Not something I'm excited to read about, but it could be a good filler. It could be a great one to read while I'm doing a readathon or something like that, and get it off the shelf. All right, so that is James Patterson. It will be my first James Patterson. I'm pretty sure it'll be my first James Patterson that I've read or going to read. So I will probably vlog my experience and let you know what I think and all that sort of stuff. We'll just have to see how the next year pans out. But that is it for this book 15. Now, if you've read this, let me know in the comments down below. And I've been asking over the last few days, what have you been most grateful for in this leading up to this festive season? And what did you do to get ready for it today? Did you wrap some presents or something like that? And if you've made it this far, don't forget to leave me maybe leave me Mrs. Claus today, or a star emoji, so I know you've made it this far. And as always, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. Check out the super thanks tab down below as well, and also subscribe to the channel to all notifications, and then that way you're not going to miss out on any of my future uploads. But as always, that is it from me today. Happy reading, everybody. Keep turning those pages, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.